Hi there, this is Lakeland Sports Information Director Adam Glachik, and we're back with another visit to the Muskies Coaches Corner. We've hit some basketball and volleyball with these so far, and today we're going to check in with the Lakeland women's soccer program and head coach Rob Blake, who's coming to us from his home in Milwaukee, correct?
Yes. Hey, Adam. Yes, in Milwaukee. It's a beautiful sunny day.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Uh, First question for you, Coach, and it's been pretty much the first question we've asked of anybody for about the last 2 months now with life disrupted by this virus. What have you been up to at home? Work? Any new activities? Anything like that?
Well, new activity would be a 15-month-old. Every day is new, right?
Mhm.
I predominantly stay with him most of the time.
Yeah.
So walks, activities, playtime, nursery rhymes. He has a favorite TV show that we watch a little bit every day, and
Okay.
meals, nap time, yada yada yada. That's I love that kind of stuff, and I love being with him. As exhausting as that is every single day, it's great. But other stuff, just finished mulching a lot of my yard. I've been planting new grass. Taking care of those odd bod things now the weather is getting better. My wife and I were just talking about a vegetable garden and if we could put that in the backyard.
Okay.
So I'm trying my hand at the green thumb type deal. Um, Varying level of success, I'll say
Yeah.
that for sure. And then really it's getting and building new habits. So my wife and I are eating smoothies a lot more often that are packed with all the fruit that we don't take the time to eat and we just put it in a drink and go to town, right? Working out a lot more. I can't work and be with a little guy 24 hours a day. So trying to
Yep.
look after myself, as well as we've got two dogs. So taking them for walks helps, being outside helps, and trying to keep some kind of sanity, I guess,
Hmm.
not being too cabin fevered all the time.
Sure. And work-wise, what kind of an adjustment has it been like working at home for you? Maybe not as much because, as you said, as we were talking a little before, you live in Milwaukee, so you've actually done um, you end up doing some of your work from home anyway during the season. So
Yeah, when it's to give you an example, when we're at home and it's game day and then we don't kick off till 7:30, I don't need to be in the office all day. I feel that the ladies on the team, it's a good chance for them to just relax and do their own thing before a game. So I don't need to be in the office all day. So yeah, like you said, spending time at home is not all that different. I think a good part of being a coach, and especially at Lakeland, is the amount of flexibility we got anyway. I don't have a micromanager in April, which is awesome. So I don't have to let her know, when I'm on the road recruiting, and if I'm not going to be in the office all day. There are some days like in the winter. I'm just not going to risk my safety to come to the office,
mhm.
and I can get a lot more done at home.
Sure.
A lot of times when we're talking to recruits, it's phone calls, it's texts, it's emails, and if I have my computer at home, my phone in my hands, I don't need to be in the office to text and call a recruit, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and then my commute is on a daily basis about 3 hours.
Mm.
So if I can save those 3 hours and put the work in different areas, then it makes a lot more sense for me to do that. So yeah,
Sure.
not loads different. It's just now there's different parts of it every day.
Sure. And how much have you been able to be in contact with your team while they've been away from campus as well as you?
To be completely honest with you, we've, as a coaching staff, kind of gone with the mentality of they're in a really good position with
Mhm.
themselves, and we've checked in not as often as other programs have. We
Sure.
felt that they're more than capable of being able to take care of themselves. Now, does that mean we're completely leaving everybody alone? No.
Mhm.
We're checking in. We're making sure that we're communicating. We're sending them stuff. For example, this week we sent out the advised non-mandatory summer workouts that would start on Monday this coming week to be prepared for season.
Hmm.
Um, During the last bit of semester, sending out the odd messages to make sure everybody's doing all right mentally. Are they doing all right in the classes? If there's anything that pops up, then reaching out to those students and, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Why am I getting this email? Those kind of little things. But for the most part, we've let them kind of go about it their own way and try and figure things out for themselves and how they learn and how they're growing in this situation, and knowing that we're there and available for them if they need us.
Sure. Now, in your team was not in season per se in the spring, like some of our teams that had their seasons ended early by the virus. But so some might think that the changes that come about due to COVID-19 may not have affected your team. But how did that change affect what you do with the team? I believe you have a spring season still that you
Yeah.
would have been involved in, correct?
Yeah, so when how we planned it for our spring season, for the NCAA rules, we only get 16 practices and 1 day of play for 180 minutes.
Hmm.
So we, as things happen, the timeline, we had spring break and then we extended spring break, and we were meant to start that next week with 3 times a week practice. Obviously, weather permitting, and availability in the facilities to, if we can be inside, if there's too much snow outside, yada yada yada. So yeah, it definitely affected us. We were looking to hopefully make some progress and grow in a number of patterns and play and understanding, and hopefully integrate a couple of the ladies. And we got 2 ACL tears in the fall and 1 broken collarbone, so trying to integrate them back into playing slowly but surely.
Hmm.
And then, competition is always good. Whether it's a friendly competition or it's going out and actually playing in the season when it means everything. It's getting out there and playing and having that joy of playing, and knowing that all the work that these ladies are putting in the weight room and on the field for practice, and then in the classroom to have that opportunity to be eligible to play, to be taken away, even at that lower level, not taking anything away from baseball, softball, men's volleyball, all those spring and summer sports that have had
Hmm.
whole seasons taken away. We feel it a little bit, but not compared to those sports. But yeah, we definitely missed
Sure.
out. It's an
Yeah.
opportunity to grow, right? Every day is an
Yep.
opportunity to get better.
Sure. Was wanted to ask you just a little bit about last season, this past fall for your team. Your general thoughts on it. You had a couple nice wins in there. You also had a lot of injuries. I remember as well some really bad weather for some of our games, but just
Oh
was
yeah.
interested in a couple of your thoughts on last season.
Um, Injuries took their toll, definitely. 2 ACL tears and a broken collarbone, as I already alluded to, don't help. Don't get me wrong. Sickness plays a part in season two. With soccer, with the amount of running we do, general wear and tear on the body, and niggling injuries. With the intensity of how congested soccer season is. 20 games in 2 months. It might not sound a lot to a lot of people, but when you're practicing on top of that, and you don't get much time off, and then and travel's not the worst in our conference. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Um, but that all adds up. And to give you an example, one game we had 23 ladies on our squad for the season, and one game, St. Norbert's away, we went into that game with 12 players available because of injury and sickness and what. And we ended the game with 9 players because of injuries that came up in the game. And it's, with 3 seconds left, we had one of our now seniors break a collarbone. Yeah, definitely injuries. Yeah, right. The injuries take their toll. And if I could just sum it up, it was a really big learning curve for me as a head coach.
Sure.
The first couple of seasons had gone a little bit easier. Don't get me wrong. There were still injuries, and we improved the squad size for this past season. A squad of 23 was one of the biggest, if not the biggest squad that Lakeland's women's soccer has ever had.
Hmm.
And that still wasn't enough bodies to be
Sure.
able to um, have the maximum amount of available bodies for every single game,
Mhm.
Uh, so as like I said, a learning curve for me. Trying to get more into our ladies' heads, how they tick. Are they really telling me the truth about, are they tired, or are they injured, or are they fatigued, or whatever? I get it. Competition. Everybody wants to play, and everybody wants to be on the field. But sometimes just a day off, mental break. Hey, all right, you're not going to run as much today, or you're not going to be in as many games today. You've got to take a break. Those kind of things I need to improve on, and I need to look back at doing a heck of a lot better. And
Sure.
then, you know, hopefully this season we have coming up, all things going well, and touch words that we won't have those number problems, but we'll have a better headache in terms of how do we coordinate the amount of ladies we have on the team now, and how do we get the best out of everybody, and
Sure.
how can we take the lessons we learned from last season and now apply them in a better way this
Uh,
coming season and the seasons to come after that.
yeah. Okay. Sort of a state of the program question for you about your first 3 years as the coach at Lakeland. You took over just before the start of 2017 season, right before the start. Not an easy situation. Has it played out as you expected, or have there been some challenges that have kind of come your way with it?
Yeah, you're right. That first season coming in and basically being thrust a program 2 weeks before season starts isn't
Mhm.
ideal. But I can't complain. I'm very lucky to be in a position that I am and get the job that I did at the time. And being a institution that actually I'd applied to be the coach on a couple of occasions beforehand, and I just didn't have the required experience at the time. So it's funny how things work out. You just wait a little bit longer, right?
Yeah.
Those first couple years, the first 2 years, I felt that we were going upwards and we were hitting a good stride, and results were getting better, and wins. We talk about as coaches that wins and losses are not what is everything's all about. But if you're a recruit looking in, you look at wins and losses because you can't look at anything else, right? So in that regards, I felt that we were going forward and we were starting to make it so that the other teams in our conference were like, okay, we've got to up our game against Lakeland now. It's not going to be that much of a cakewalk. We're going to have to work hard because we could end up having that shock and lose, that
Mhm.
um, what's the words is the lower seed in the bracket, so to speak, right?
Sure.
Underdog type style that
Hmm.
we could, that second season, Dominican didn't concede a goal in conference, and they didn't score their second goal against us until 15 minutes left in the game. So anything could have happened any given Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And then last season, it was a bit of a dip. As we already alluded to, different things that we can take from that and look to grow. Um, has it played out as expected? You know what? I kind of expected a roller coaster ride, peaks and troughs all along in different areas. Um, would I have loved to have come in and gone into winning seasons straight away? Yes, definitely. But that's part of the challenge, and that's why you get out of
Mhm.
bed every single morning is to get on with that and look to build that and look to grow from that. And last season just drives me on to be even better this coming season.
Sure.
Challenges have definitely been Lakeland in general, right? Location wise, isn't the easiest to recruit to, but the programs and the people at Lakeland have made it a heck of a lot easier to recruit for.
Mhm.
Co-op program, for example. I've got pretty much everybody on the team in the co-op program and starting to see benefits from that. And that's things that we can sell to recruits. And I say we're not selling, but we are selling at the same time. It really is a great program. And the people, as we've started showcasing on social media, is why are people coming to Lakeland? What do you love most about Lakeland? And the answers that I'm getting is the people, the people, the people. Genuine love, caring, whatever it might be. It's the people, and so that sells itself, and that makes it a heck of a lot easier. And it's where, and I've liked to said that Lakeland, I like Lakeland because it's put their money where their mouth is. They don't just talk about, okay, we're going to add in new facilities, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They've actually gone and done it. A new turf, a new campus center, there are new residence halls that are coming down the line. Those things tell me a lot about the school and who's in charge and where we're going forward. And so that's made some of those challenges a heck of a lot easier.
Sure.
As we go forward, we've got 19 commits for the next season. And so that's a whole new challenge in itself. How do we get 19 freshmen to bed in with hopefully 15, everybody returning, no problems, touch words, right? That we can come together and be a huge squad, and we can go on and we can set new standards and higher challenges and push the team forward for wins and taking us to conference tournaments and stuff like that. We said to the team at the beginning of spring semester that it's now 2020. This is a new decade. We want to start off with pushing the envelope and winning more and growing more and building more and all the little things that they have to do, as well as what we have to do as coaches to make that happen. So yeah,
Sure.
status of the program, we're looking to grow, get better, improve in every single area, and hopefully that'll come this fall, all things being well, whether it's a half season, only playing conference, we don't play till spring, whatever the case may be.
Sure.
So yeah, lots of really good and exciting things coming from women's soccer, not just for this
Yeah.
year, but for the whole rest of the decade.
Yep.